Okay, so hello guys. We are here back at you again with an interesting session here. We have this thing called the manager focus this time around. Last week you saw us on the player focus session. Today we are coming at you with something new, something awesome, something great here. And I'm here again with Jason. And Jason, what's up for today? How are you feeling today? And how are you looking forward to this interesting session today?
Before I introduce myself, what was the match result between Man City and Southampton? I just want to.
So City lost to Southampton there. Shea Adams go, I guess. So City now are in deep waters again. There are issues. After winning against Liverpool, they come back down to earth with a 1-0 loss against Southampton.
Then Newcastle should prepare next week because they're about to ship in 8 goals.
Exactly. When they get mad, everything turns out differently. So guys, we jump straight into our session here again. And as we said, we are looking at the player focus, the manager focus, sorry. And what's happening here is that we're looking at the young managers who have a lot of promise and potential to become great world-class managers like the likes of Guardiola, Ancelotti, Mourinho. And so these guys are young. And our criteria for selection here has been the age of under 42 years. And that's what we'll be working on today with these interesting 5 young managers who are, doing great things at their clubs. So we'll go and start right away with our first candidates on the list. So first of all, we'll start with the interesting guy that we know who's at the helm at Arsenal. Name is Mikel Arteta. He's 38 years of age actually, and this is his first, managerial, should I say, voyage with Arsenal after being in the backroom staff with Pep Guardiola at Man City from 2016 to 2019. It was a 3.5-year stay at the helm at Manchester City. Jason, about Mikel Arteta, what do you think, this guy can offer to Arsenal and how he can, shoot this team back up to their glory days?
Well, first of all, he spent a considerable amount of time under Pep at Man City. I think about 3.5 years.
Exactly.
And already that he's trying to instill some of Pep Guardiola's traits at Arsenal. And Arsenal got him because they wanted to maintain their culture. And I think he's been a very, very good fit. Initially, I wasn't really impressed with the results they were getting, but now it seems they are back to winning ways. And with the recent signing of the contract by Bukayo Saka and then soon to be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I think they are going to be a very, very great team. Actually, he's a manager who favors a 4-2-3-1 formation. Their shape in front, after building up, is 2-3-5 with the wingers or the wing backs pushing up higher towards the pitch. But one notable thing that is quite worrisome is their defensive errors. I don't know if it's from the players or the manager or there's a problem with the tactics, but then they commit a lot of defensive errors. And I hope that if he's able to correct those errors by purchasing new players or trying to improve the way the team move around with the ball, will be a very, very great success at Arsenal.
Awesome. So Arteta, has instilled a lot more of discipline into the team, and he has made it clear that, he needs committed players at the helm to, push Arsenal through. And I think he's actually a great, should I say, coach. And I feel he can actually do well, at the Arsenal job and then improve the side. But it will take some time as always. But then we've been seeing the improvements. And as you said, he has a lot of belief in the youth as well. We see the likes of Chris Willock in the team most of the time. We have Bukayo Saka, Reece Nelson. And, he has a lot of belief in the youngsters as well. And he, thrives on discipline and then getting the job done. And I feel, for Arsenal, if they can stick with him for some years, I'm sure they can get, him taking them back to the top. But it will take some time as always. But I feel he has, the expertise. He's taking a long time to, learn under one of the best coaches in the game, in the history of the game. And I feel eventually it will manifest in his time as Arsenal. So for Arsenal fans, I feel, they have a good guy at the helm at the moment, and they should probably stick with him as he helps bring the team back up to, where they've been in the olden days. So I feel Arsenal, have a good future with Mikel Arteta at the helm as well. And eventually we'll be seeing, those good traits coming up as time moves on. Okay, so that's awesome to hear from you, Jason, about Arteta. So we move on to this guy, and I know if Chelsea fans, have encountered this guy sometime earlier. Chelsea fans didn't have a nice memory of RB Villas-Boas. He's 40 years of age now. He was probably one of the youngest coaches, to come up into the game as at the time that he joined Chelsea. And that was about, I think, 11 years, if my memory serves me right. I feel, about 8 years ago, when he joined Chelsea. things didn't really go on well for this guy, but I feel he's resurrecting his career now. We can see it. And he's still young. He's 42 years of age. He still has a lot to offer to the game and to the teams that he coaches. So Villas-Boas currently is coaching at Marseille, as we know. He's lying at second position, in the table behind PSG. I think that's really impressive coming from someone who, went through a lot of difficult times after that poor, time at Chelsea. So, Jason, what do you think about Andre Villas-Boas? Do you think he still has a lot to offer? And do you think he can eventually become a success in the game?
Yes, well, it was quite unfortunate when he took over at Chelsea. The players were already superstars, and I get the feeling sometimes that some of the players in the dressing room didn't really respect him because of his age and because of the things that he wanted to do. And he's a coach who is very, very tactically versatile when it comes to setting up his teams, playing between 4-1-4-1 formations, 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, sometimes 4-3-3. He likes to switch between formations a lot. But what's interesting to note about him is that he always likes to keep a high defensive line, and then he always likes to press. And it's something that is very, very interesting about him. And he doesn't really care when the opposition tries to play long balls, because that always affects him. That always affects his team sometimes because they concede a lot of goals from those kind of situations. But then, apart from that, he's very, very good when pressing. And that's how he likes to set up his team. And it's quite interesting what he's doing at Marseille with Boubacar, Kamara, and then Dimitri. So he's a very, very good coach.
Yeah. So I think you said it all. Okay, he has been impressive at Marseille with the likes of Dario Benito also, being very impressive. That guy was from, I think, Boca Juniors, and he's been able to utilize him really, really well in this campaign as well. Not to forget, he started his career at Academica, moved on to Porto, where he, achieved a lot of great feats, winning the Europa League in 2010-11 season, and was the youngest manager ever to, claim a European title as at then. He moved on to Chelsea, went to Spurs. And interestingly, at Spurs, he is number 2, or he's second in terms of the Spurs coach with the highest winning rates in the EPL as well. So those are impressive figures for, Villas-Boas. He went to Zenit, then Shanghai, SIPG, and then moved back to Europe with Marseille. So I feel he can actually help Marseille in the long term, probably mount, a challenge for the Ligue 1 title in the future, with the monopoly, with PSG always dominating every time. I feel that's something that we want to see. We want to see something different, a breath of fresh air. And I feel this guy can, bring that to the French League and then French football at the helm. So we move on to Chelsea's beloved. Yes, Frank Lampard. I want you to start with one, Jason. Just let me know what you feel about Frank Lampard and, the future ahead for Chelsea with Frank Lampard at the helm.
In Lampard, we believe. He's a very, very great coach, a superstar, a midfielder, a legendary midfielder who has mastered the art of goal scoring. And it's because of him that we are attracting big players like Kai Havertz and Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech. And hopefully within the next few years, Chelsea is going to return back at the top of the Premier League table and be winning more European silverware. He's a very, very great coach, actually. And his tactics are also very, very interesting. Although he likes to switch between 3 centre-backs and 4 centre-backs at times, he always prefers his full-backs to hug the touch lines, and then in order to be able to stretch the opposition and to ensure that some of his midfielders are able to run between spaces, such as Mason Mount and others. So he's a very, very great coach. And although sometimes he likes to play with a double pivot in midfield, but lately he has been playing with 3 men at midfield, likes to press on the ball a lot. And it's something that I think he learned under Jose Mourinho while he was at Chelsea.
All right. So for Lampard, he started his managerial career at Derby County, as you all know, where he ended up finishing 6th. Fortunately, they qualified for the playoffs, and that's where they, progressed all the way to the final, but unfortunately lost to Aston Villa 2-1. And since then, we saw the promise that he could offer, to any big club. And eventually, Chelsea brought him on board on the 4th of July, 2019. So he's been about a year stayed at, at Chelsea. And we've seen him and we've seen how interested he's been in youngsters. Even with the ban and all, I feel even if the ban wasn't there, I'm sure he would have still given opportunity to the youngsters that, he implements in his team. You look at Mason Mount and how he has improved under Frank Lampard. Look at the likes of Fikayo Tomori. You look at the opportunities that he's giving to the likes of Tammy Abraham. Okay, and he brought him back Zuma after a long loan spell at Everton. And he's now an established Chelsea first team player as well. Interestingly, we've seen Christian Pulisic as well. And I feel, for Lampard, he helps young players to thrive. Okay, as he said, he knows the art of scoring as a midfielder. And, in effect, he has given opportunities to all these young players to, showcase their talent as well. So I think he's someone who can push Chelsea forward in the long term. And as you mentioned, he has been able to attract young players come to the team. And I feel, the project that he has in mind for this club is something that, sells out really well to these young, great talents. And I feel, for time to come, we'll be seeing more great things from Chelsea and from Frank Lampard. And hopefully he can become a legendary coach in the game and also one of England's best and finest young coaches around. Yeah. So we'll move on to this guy. I think this is probably a rare one that people were not expecting to see. Julian Stéphan is his name, 39 years of age. Okay, so he actually 3 years younger than Frank Lampard. So even though he's not too common and popular, in France, he's a household name. Okay, and he had a very short playing career, Julian Stéphan. But interestingly, he coaches at Stade de Rennais at the moment. And last season, or should I say last year, they won the Coupe de France against PSG, winning 6-5 on penalty shootout. So at least he has an honor to his name. And I feel, he deserves to be in this mention because of his young age and what he has been able to achieve so far. So Jason, about Julian Stéphan, what do you think this guy can offer? And do you think he's going to be something like a temporary star, or should I say a flash in the pan? Or do you think in the long term he can still dominate French football and probably global football as well?
His team were third in the French League, right, this season.
Exactly.
Right? Yes. And he has a very, very compact team. I've watched a couple of their games. He has a very, very strong team. As for him, he's not tactically versatile. He's very, very he likes to stick with one formation, which is the 4-2-3-1. His defenders or centre backs like to play the ball out wide to their wingers or fullbacks, where they are able to cross the ball into the box for people to head into the net. So he's very, very compact, likes to keep the team compact, and they don't like to dominate him. They don't like to specialize like in one aspect or one area of the pitch, but they are strong in all areas of the pitch. And I think with a little more time, you become one of the most dominant and well-known managers in Europe.
All right. So yeah, for Julian Stéphan, as you mentioned, eventually I'm sure you can pick up. We just hope that this is not just a flash in the pan. I can actually grow up from this. So he has a lot of good players in his team as well. Eduardo Camavinga, a 17-year-old midfielder who has been quoted by a lot of big clubs in Europe as well. And that shows you how well he's been able to utilize young players in his team. And Bayern Young, I think we saw him at Watford, we saw him at AC Milan. He's their top goal scorer, with 10 goals. And even though he's not, one of the best, he's done impressively well as well. So I feel going forward for this young coach, he can still do more for Rennais. We just hope that, he can actually be consistent. We want to see that. We want to see more young coaches achieving great feats as well. So that's Julian Stéphan for you guys. And yeah, we are looking forward to more success from this young French one. So final one on the list is, this guy. People call him Baby Mourinho, a lot of names, okay? He's, a fantastic tactician. I mean, looking at how he breaks down his formations, how versatile he is and all that. I feel going forward, Julian Nagelsmann, at 32 years of age, has a lot to offer to the game. What do you think about Julian Nagelsmann?
Okay, his managerial accomplishments at the age of 32 is very, very astonishing, he started off as a kid playing football, but because of persistent knee injuries, he was forced to quit playing football at a young age. What's quite interesting about him is he spent the age 20 under Thomas Tuchel in the Augsburg reserve. So he actually spent a lot of time in management, so he's gathered a lot of experience. So at RB Leipzig, he's also tactically and versatile. Sometimes he switches between 3 centre-backs and 4 centre-backs and likes to play forward passes in a vertical attacking style and everything. His team doesn't spend so much time on the ball because as soon as he has the ball, he's always pushing it towards the forward. Exactly. And then I think it's a very, very good thing. The fact that he doesn't even care about position and all he cares about is scoring goals and everything, like his counterpart Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, is very, very interesting about him. And then he's good, look at the way he has transformed Timo Werner into a very, very world-class player for a team like Chelsea to be able to purchase him. He has a lot of potential, and at the age of 32, it's very, very interesting. It's something that I would like to see more of from a coach like him, and I hope that RB Leipzig keep hold of him. And this is the second time RB Leipzig are qualifying for the Champions League. So let's just hope that they move further in the next seasons to come.
Yeah, so as you said, he likes, being a direct guy, vertical movements of the ball. He doesn't, enjoy the possession game as you mentioned. And interestingly enough, he's very versatile as well with his, formations. I think in the first 3 games of the Bundesliga this season, he switched formations in each game from one formation on match day 1 to the other in 2 and then 3. So he knows what he's about, okay. And for Werner, as you mentioned, he has given him the space to, run and not be, should I say, centrally fielded, but then usually moving around the flank so that he can actually, inject his space into the game and then give them full best and then breakthroughs into the game. So for Julian Nagelsmann, he started his coaching career at Hoffenheim between the years of 2016 and then 19. In the 2016-17 season, Hoffenheim qualified for the Champions League under him. And, as you mentioned, this season too, in the Champions League, we've seen RB Leipzig in there. And they beat Spurs 3-0, as we saw in the Champions League in the second leg, and then 1-0 at the new Spurs Stadium. So I feel, this guy going forward can be a very great coach. And the likes of Bayern and all the big clubs will be, looking out for him and how he can improve and become a top class coach. But I think, eventually he may join a bigger German side, if you ask me, probably Bayern. But I still feel he has a lot of room to improve and become a much better coach. Okay. So guys, we come to the end of this session of our top 5 promising coaches. We hope you enjoyed the session, and we hope you'll be with us next time as well as we continue with more top 5, probably top 10. The numbers will keep changing for you guys, depending on how you guys like it. So we'll be signing off in time from now. And Jason, what do you have to say for your fans, for our fans, for everyone watching us on this session?
So first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much, Manchester United, for warming the seat for us and ensuring that our 4th place or our 4th position is very secure. We'll be looking forward to taking over 3rd position from Leicester City anytime soon. And also to everyone watching us, I'd like to say thank you all so much for watching us and subscribing. I hope you subscribe, keep subscribing, and then watching more of our videos, because there are more and exciting updates incoming. Thank you very much.
So you heard from Jason right there. We have a lot of interesting stuff coming up, okay? And that's very, very true. So we want you guys to stick around with us as we take you through more interesting material. So we hope you guys take care this evening. Have a good night. Stay safe. Peace, guys.